Can I get my coffee first?
Sure.
Stay there.
Okay.
No, there you don't even have
Put it
to
on a
move.
tripod. You get the tripod.
I didn't bring it. I forgot.
You should set it on something.
Okay,
Can
what do you
set
want?
it on something so you don't have to hold it?
It says, did you know your grandparents? How many of them did you know?
3.
Who was dead already?
My father's father.
Yeah, you did. It's not with you.
Was he dead or you were just
Yeah,
too
he
little?
was dead. As far as I know, he was dead. Yes, he was dead.
How old was Grandpa when he died?
So you don't have to hold it. It'll look better too. I'll line it up.
Do you know how old he was when he died?
Oh,
Grandpa's dad.
You know, Mike, she is talking to me, but that's okay.
I don't know. You wouldn't remember.
No, of course I don't remember.
He was in his 50s, early 50s.
So were you and Grandpa married?
No. He was in the service, I think. No, he wasn't in the service. He was just in the school, I think.
Did you ever meet him?
I used to see him in my father's school.
Did your father and his father know each
I want
other?
a cup of coffee, Ma.
Yeah, he knew him. He knew the family.
And what did he die of? Do we know?
He fell from a scaffold.
Joey wants one.
Construction.
Really?
It was an accident.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
And you know at the
A
time,
full cup, Ma. A full cup.
Where was he working?
construction.
In Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's on Dad.
I know.
Somewhere, let me see. I think
Over
she's
there.
told me it's Liberty.
Over there. Look.
So that was his job, and he fell off of scaffolding and died.
Yeah. Very.
That's horrible.
It was a horrible death, believe me.
Poor Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Aunt Carr.
And Carl, she was a teenager then. No, not even. Not
So, could you bring the milk?
Yeah.
12 or 13.
Did Dad ever talk about his dad, Daddy?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Ma, she's asking.
It's okay. You can both talk.
Okay, go. Not
He
much.
wasn't even born. He wouldn't know.
You didn't hear.
anyway.
Look, I said, did he talk about him? Not
Well,
much.
Answer that.
No, he told me he fell off a building. That's about it.
Well, he talked about it to me.
Do you know if he's a good dad? Think he ever hit Grandpa?
Don't know.
Did he come over
I
here
put some in yours.
Oh.
for the Palmetto side? Was he the one that came over?
I imagine. I don't know for sure. My dad said he came over when he was 3,
He was 3 years old, and they settled. well.
so he doesn't probably know much either.
Wait, Grandpa was 3?
Yeah, Grandpa was 3.
Let's see, where the hell did I?
So they must all come over as a family, not like hers, where.
Yes, I would think so. Yes, I didn't hear any stories about holding any of them back.
And so,
I know that a part of the family was in Washington D.C.
Yeah. And they.
Yeah, one of the sisters, his aunt went to Canton, Ohio. And when they landed here, they were for some reason in Rochester, PA for a while.
Wait a minute, there was a mine in there, and my mother-in-law didn't want him to work in the mine.
how do you think the family survived once your grandfather died? When they-
Uncle Guy went to work, is from what I understand.
No, he was little. He wasn't. The war hadn't even started, so you know he was still young.
My dad always said that
They
Uncle
had
Guy
brothers.
sort of raised him. Uncle Guy was what, 9, 10 years older than Daddy?
Yeah, something like that.
So he became the man of the family. Did
Uh-huh.
he probably have to drop out
Yeah,
of
he
school?
did.
Okay, if my dad was 3, then say Uncle Guy was 13. Okay, and his dad didn't die right away. I think my dad said he was 21.
He was in the service at that age.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Let's say, when did he quit school? 5th grade to go to work or something?
What did Uncle Guy do?
Uncle Guy worked for the city. He worked as
Yeah, he
a,
did work for the city. Yeah.
he was a laborer for the city. He was in the city labor gang.
His whole life? Like,
Yes.
Yes.
he retired from there?
Yes.
Not his whole life, because he spent about 4 or 5 years in the
Was
service.
that a good job at the time? Union?
I don't know if it was union. He got some kind of he got a good pension.
Okay, so not bad.
And then Social Security.
Where's the stuff that they brought?
I get it.
Oh, you don't want this.
But I do want that other one.
I know.
Okay? Don't force things on me because you made it. I'll eat the cake sooner or later.
No, I know you will. Here. Joey,
Sure, put it down.
Celeste, you want a piece?
Where did Daddy's grandma live?
Anybody want half of this, Joey?
No, I'm eating the chocolate.
Give me some. I'm gonna taste that. Put it
Give me a
on.
fork.
Oh,
Or give me a knife. You know, I'm gonna taste it, but you want to give me a 300-pound piece of cake.
Put it on.
There's a whole nother one in there for her.
That's all right. I just want to taste the little.
Crazy.
Picked the wrong time for this, Celeste.
Okay, go ahead. No, she's all right.
Go ahead, hon.
They make it much more difficult than it has to be. You remember
We'll do
visiting
you separate, Grandma.
visiting your
We're gonna
grandmother,
do you later.
Dad's mom. Did she
Okay.
speak English?
Yes, yes. I remember visiting her.
And she did speak English.
Yes.
Well, it's real good. She had a lot of boarders.
Did she?
That's how they lived.
Did she cook anything special for you? Do you remember any?
Uh-uh.
I just wondered.
Yes,
I mean, I could tell you if my grandmother cooked something special
yes,
for me.
I remember her spaghetti was
Your father was
spicier than her mother's spaghetti.
But she had to cook for all these boarders.
So it was all Italian, just. A little
I don't
different.
remember any borders.
Oh, they come later. No, they come before, after her husband. Before.
Mom, do you realize that she's interviewing me and you're answering everything?
Oh, go ahead.
She can't help herself.
Okay?
He doesn't know the answer.
She doesn't care.
Were you close with her father?
Her father
Yeah.
was like close with him.
Well, you know, Grandpa used to. You know, I was Grandpa's special. You were one of the firstborn grandchild.
He wasn't like that. He wasn't that type
He
of
wasn't
guy.
that type of guy.
Not at all.
Did he ever like take you to a ball game or throw in the yard with you?
No.
No. He
No.
was just like the authority figure there.
Yes. I sat down and ate with him, talked to him sometimes.
But he wouldn't play with you. He was
He was only concerned about his store,
his business.
and that seemed like it.
Did you guys ever vacation? As a family?
The family,
Yeah.
not with the grandmother and grandfather.
Erie or
Atlantic
Kenwood.
City.
They went to Atlantic City, yeah. By themselves.
Oh, they didn't want you around.
I went with my family, with my dad and mother. We went to Atlantic City. I don't know. It seemed like every summer for a while. Well, we stayed at the Midtown. My dad stayed at the same place all the time because the rib joint was down the street.
Did anyone ever tell you were just like your grandparents? Anyone say you were took
No.
after?
Nobody ever said that.
Which one did he take after, Grandma?
His family.
His family.
That's
This
my
is
bad,
a
family.
She don't want to take responsibility for you.
Okay.
I don't want responsibility for her, so we're even.
That's, okay, then we're the big guy used to call him. Here comes the twins. Here comes the twins.
You know any stories about Grandpa from when he was a kid?
Her father,
No.
the war story. That's all.
Your father.
Do I know anything about my father?
His childhood. Did he ever?
His childhood.
Yeah. Any stories?
I don't know. He used to. Most of the stories were about Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
That was his oldest brother.
No, that was his younger brother. But
younger.
Uncle Tony controlled the street. You had to pay him to walk down the street, from what I understand.
Tonto.
Yeah.
Tonto, right?
So he was bigger in the mob maybe scene than.
No, this is his kids.
Oh, so he's a bully.
Gangs.
Well,
Gangs.
yes, he was the complete bully.
Italian gangs,
He was a
probably.
boy, yeah, you're right.
Yes,
That's this one right there, right?
that's Uncle Tony. Yeah.
You don't even look related to us. Well, I can see like Anita and Eminem.
Doesn't he look like Aunt Carmela?
And why is Uncle Guy in yellow and the other two? Are they wearing different
Navy.
branches?
He was a different army. What is it, Joey?
Navy in the middle.
Yeah.
He was. Well, he wasn't necessarily Navy, but I mean, he may have been. He always said he was in the Army, but
Yeah.
he mostly he was. They put him on a submarine to take him to the island, drop him off
Navy.
to do reconnaissance of the Japanese who owned the island. You understand? And he was almost like a modern day SEAL, right?
Seal.
That's Navy shit, Dad. It's gotta be.
I don't think he was in the Navy, though, Joey.
Well, he had a special job and gave him a different uniform.
Yes, but he did have a special job, Celeste.
He was in the South Pacific.
Yes.
He came home sick as a dog.
Yes.
Your father was telling
He lived in jungles. Uncle
Didn't he
Guy
get
told
jungle
me.
rot?
Yeah, Uncle Guy told me a lot of jungle stories.
And once in a while he had a
From Vietnam?
World War II, honey.
World War II.
The Pacific against the Japanese.
Oh, I guess you were still over in
Hitler.
those islands.
He's Vietnam era.
Yes,
They were
that's
all-
my era. Their era is World War II. Uncle Guy fought in the Pacific during World War II. He didn't fight Germans. He fought Japanese.
Japanese. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and his job was reconnaissance. Okay, and he'd get off in a submarine in the middle of the night, maybe him and another guy, and they go into the jungle. There was an island that the Japanese occupied.
Was Uncle Guy drafted? Were they all drafted?
Yes.
And did Uncle Guy have a say in that position, that job? Or
I
was
don't
that
know
just kinda
about
what he
that.
fell into?
I don't know. That's what he fell into.
Okay.
No, the war was raging.
He'd live
on.
like a week, 2 weeks, and then
Get back on the boat
give,
somehow.
and tell them everything that they found
He
out.
might have shown interest in it after he was in Celeste. That's
Got
how you get into jobs like that, you know.
And what do you know about Grandpa's time in the war?
What do you want to know? He landed at Cherbourg
Where did he go
a
to
couple
boot camp?
days after boot camp was Georgia, I think, somewhere in Georgia.
Yeah, because he used to send the girls of a pitch.
Yeah, he
Georgia
loves
pitch
Savannah. He
girls.
always wanted to go back to Savannah. So he had to be somewhere near Savannah. He had boot camp in Georgia.
Cake was good for him.
And he landed at Cherbourg, and then he was with Patton's army, and they didn't get any resistance, and they just kept moving, and then your grandfather was in the Battle of the Bulge.
And did he tell you any specifics?
But it was his 60-some guys in his platoon, and when the battle was over, there was 3.
Did he tell you if he ever killed anybody?
He killed lots of people.
Did they have guns then? It wasn't like hand-to-hand combat.
It was guns.
He bayoneted 2 guys during his time, he told me.
That's when the thing's on the end of the gun?
Yeah. He lived in a foxhole for 2 weeks. And
That's it. He came home with malaria.
Malaria.
And he
lived in a foxhole for 2 weeks.
And
Did
that's
he
why-
stay in touch with anyone
it's an
that he was in the
infection that he
service
would
with
never-
after he got
I
out?
really wonder if you're
You can
You know, when I was young, I think he
Yeah,
did,
not
but he
never.
let it go after a while.
I think it's a challenge because you usually don't
I,
live
you
in
know,
the same area.
he Tommy D'Amico, Aunt Gina's husband,
Uh-huh.
they used to talk war all the time. They were, I think, in the same outfit. Joe, turn the air conditioner on. That's all. Leave it done.
Yeah, turn the AC on.
Turn the AC on. Shut the window and shut the window in the dining room.
Did they try to avoid the draft for World War II?
No,
The way they
not
did
that
it?
I know of, no.
There was no,
No way.
you got drafted, you went.
Yeah, I guess. No, he never said anything about that. He put 2 hand grenades down the spike of the,
Cannon
The
on
tanks.
the tank.
Do you get the sense that, I know World War II was a little different, but any war is difficult. Did it change him? Was he disturbed by it? Did he have any PTSD that you can remember or think of?
not that I know of.
No.
Not that he conveyed or affected me. He didn't like to talk about it a lot, but when he did, he
When he got
let it
hurt.
go. Yeah,
When he got hurt.
he he got mad because he said he went through the Battle of the Bulge, and he didn't get a scratch, and then
Hey, his ankle was bad.
he got hit. That wasn't at the Battle of the Bulge, and then they were crossing the Rhine River to go into Germany. He caught some mortar, and that ended the war for him.
That injury, where was that on his body? It was his leg.
Lower leg.
His
Yeah.
lower. And that's why he got the Purple Heart, right?
Yes. Yeah. He was in North Carolina, in a hospital in North Carolina for quite a while. I
Once he
think.
was in London,
First they flew him to London.
and he stayed in London for about 3 months, and then he got better, and then they sent him home.
Wait, this is a funny one. This is
And the war was over.
Good.
Grandma.
Yeah, give her one. Maybe
Did,
she should shut up.
Did she have any talent, like playing the piano?
Ooh. Oh, we had a piano. We did have a piano one time, yeah.
Could you play it?
I tried, but I just couldn't make those keys run.
And then it says,
Celeste?
how did you two?
No.
How did you two spend time together?
Who?
You and your mother.
As little as possible once I find out who she was. Really, seriously. I mean, she's anytime she took me somewhere 2 or 3 times, I did not want to go anymore. All right? That includes downtown, that includes the Dormont pool, and anywhere else you want to go, okay? All this woman ever did was pinch me, pull me, drag me, and everything. Never gets you anything to drink. All right?
Did she?
Filthy cheap.
Did she come to your games? Were you like a baseball,
All the time.
softball?
Her come to my games?
Of course I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you play for Dormont?
Once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Dormont Little League?
Yes. Played Pony League too. It was a big deal then too. We had a lot more kids.
I'm sure, yeah. Much
Tougher to
bigger.
make it.
Kids,
Tougher to make it.
mothers,
Same field, right?
arguments.
Same little
Yeah.
diamond.
Yeah. They had just got done building it.
And here we go.
It
How
was
are
brand new.
how are you like your mother?
In too many ways. In too many ways, Celeste. Please. No, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Funny
You're better off to
questions.
say that than me. Answer that question.
Well,
But that's what happens when you live with people. I mean, both of you will probably have my traits
Certainly.
and your mother's.
Yes.
You know,
That's what happens.
Right.
For better or worse. What trait of hers do you admire most?
What
my
trait?
mind.
Oh, her mind, yes.
I admire your mind, Grandma. I do.
I admire her toughness.
Her toughness, right? Well, I'll tell you what.
I mean,
I've always been biased to her infallibility. Do you know what I said, Ma? No.
I mean,
You know what I mean, though, don't you?
she's survived the loss of a son, the loss of a husband. She's raised you twice.
Twice, yeah.
I can't remember seeing her cry very often throughout my life.
I cry for my mother, not my father. But I did cry for my mother, obviously. Yeah.
You cried for Guy.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You didn't really
Yeah.
cry for Grandpa, though.
Well, he suffered 9 months, and in a way, I was glad that God did take him.
Yeah. He
I didn't want to see him suffer anymore.
Okay. It says.
Did you move this?
Yeah, I put it on Grandma just so
All
she
right.
was answering that question.
Well, my hair's up, Celeste.
Do you know? Oh, God
Oh my
forbid.
God. Well, then don't. Hey, Ma, go back to the bedroom or something.
Do you know who her favorite sister or brother is?
Her favorite sister. I don't know. See, no, I don't know. Who
They're
her,
all my
well, she only had one brother.
Yeah,
Her favorite sister is Angina.
yeah.
Okay, she shows respect for her elders. The other 3, she don't give a shit about.
Did she have a best friend growing
No,
up?
yeah,
that you
right.
were-
We remember
that you knew?
Carmela Hodge, Carmela Shapinski, the one she threw the coffee in.
She met after that. There was
What do you mean
more.
after that?
Was
She
there?
said when you were young.
Oh, before I got married.
Well, no, it
Even
just says,
after
did
you
she
were
have
married.
a best friend?
Oh, yeah, she did. She's back high
I
school.
do remember some of her friends, though.
Yeah, there was Nancy Lucy.
Maud.
She was in and out. There was Margie. There was Hattie. There was Mary Lou.
The one that was left over was Carmela Shapinski, Celeste, and we used to hide from her. Okay.
Well, that
What
was,
about Lil? Did you know Lil?
Lil
Lil
was
Best
that's Uncle Guy's girlfriend.
Well,
Yes.
we had lunch together every Friday.
Well, and when my time, she used to go over there, and they used to
I
sew
read-
and.
Ah, sure, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, but Lil, believe me, Lil was older than her. Way older.
She was interesting. I mean, she was a person that you can tell her some secrets and she kept quiet. You can confide in her.
Grandma has secrets.
She never shut up though, huh? She was.
No, but she was an intelligent person.
She was a
Excuse
big
me, I
woman.
wasn't said she wasn't intelligent, but she was loud and she was
Yes, she was.
non-stop, man.
No.
Okay,
You
go
know,
ahead.
she was Jewish, but when she got married, she changed religion. She became Catholic for her husband.
Good for her.
You believe that?
Did you used to visit Grandpa at work like I used to? Did you used to go downtown?
Yes,
I didn't
yeah, all the time. When he was at Kaufman's garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By yourself, or were you?
Oh yeah, by
We
myself.
used to go down to pick up the car.
What would you do?
Well, I'd
Take
go
a
down
bus?
there, and he'd ask me to come down sometimes. We'd go to lunch,
You take a bus down?
streetcar.
Did we have a streetcar then?
Yeah,
Oh, yes, we did.
I used to come in from college too. And he used to come out and check on me. He'd walk in some bad times too.
I think I'll go see
He
my
did that on
friends
purpose, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
He'd come like a Friday, Saturday
Right,
night, 9,
yes.
10 o'clock at night. What do you think he's gonna find?
He had a nice job though, where you could visit. It wasn't like we could ever come visit you at work.
No, that was hard because I was on the street.
Right there. I mean, where would we visit you? Yeah. Grandpa, did he like to fish or hunt? No.
No.
He was like you. He didn't like the outdoors, huh?
No, not much, honey.
No, he didn't like it, Slash. Believe me.
He wanted a hotel room.
Did he make things with his hands or fix things around the house?
No, he was terrible.
Yeah, he never the light switch.
They used to. They used to make
replace
me go help him, and all he would do was yell at me.
You know those
You know,
lights.
Sounds familiar.
I mean, he'd hit himself with a hammer or something.
It'd be your
And
fault.
my fault. You know. Okay, no, please, believe me.
What is something you remember him teaching you?
To play the horses.
A bike.
A bike.
Did
Could
he
he
ever
stand
like
up?
give you like real like lessons, or
Lessons
was it just
on,
from like watching and repeating?
He used to take me all the time.
How to drive.
But I mean,
Yeah,
did
well,
he,
you
did
tell
he
you
sit
how
you
to
down with the program and teach you handicapped and?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. At first, you know. Otherwise, the bike. You know, I had trainer wheels. What do you want?
What about stuff on cars?
Nothing.
No.
My dad didn't know where to put the oil.
Did he make you do the times tables like you did with us?
No, he didn't have
No,
to.
no. He didn't have to. What quality of character do you think your father most wanted his children to have?
The best.
He wanted us to be better, live better than he did.
Yeah, he always wanted you to.
That's
He
all.
always used to marry rich, Celeste.
He used to say to her, marry a rich Jew. Like we do tell you, marry a rich Jew.
What did
He
you?
always told me to be a doctor. Be a doctor.
Be a
I said I don't want to be a doctor. And he told me get into computers, and I was a little bit too early for that.
What did you admire most about him?
I don't know. He was a good man. He worked hard. He never hurt anybody. You know, he was a war hero. He was way more generous than my mother.
He's got a much longer list for Grandma.
Okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was.
Right, he stayed
didn't
married
get-
to her.
He really didn't get
Yeah.
cheap till he died, until he retired. You know.
But he did get a little cheap because he wanted to go to Atlantic City.
A little cheap. You were cheap your whole life.
You think
Yeah,
I was,
she was.
but
Yeah.
I was not. He used to come.
When I was young, Celeste, she'd give me a nickel and tell me to bring home the change.
He used to
Well,
come.
tell me.
He used to drive up with some of his buddies from college. Mom, I need $20. We're going to the races. I need $20.
Oh,
I need
please.
to the races.
That
Yeah,
is a figmentation, Celeste.
Do you remember how they used to enjoy spending their time together? Did they you know, you and Mommy used to play cards once a week with Dougie and Kent, Elaine. Did they have any?
So what did they? I did everything after I was in bed.
We talk about the day and about the kids. What else is there?
I don't know. She used to have dinner waiting for them, and they'd sit down. That would be about it.
Did you ever have to babysit when they would go out as you got older?
No, I never
Did they
asked
go out
them.
at night? Movie or dinner?
babysit?
Your brother and sister. Come on, I was your babysitter.
I know that. Not very often, Celeste. No.
No.
Maybe I'll tell you what. Maybe once or twice. there was a disparity in age, and I didn't get along with my sister.
Did you have a babysitter? Was there someone who would come and babysit all of you then?
I think when I was real young, but otherwise, no, there was never any babysitters.
Grandma
I don't
never
trust
went anywhere.
anybody Because he was sick as a dog.
Never left the house.
I had to go somewhere. Grandpa would take over. I would trust him. I wouldn't trust anybody.
Did you share a room with any of your siblings? You and
No,
Guy?
I shared a room with my father.
Not for a while.
What? Where Grandma was sleeping with Guy?
Yes,
No, no.
But wait, there were only 3 bedrooms in there.
Yes.
How did you never have to share a bedroom with any of them?
Oh, when he was young, he had a man.
hey, Ma, hey!
You did.
Listen to me. When I was young, yeah, when I was
Let's
young.
talk about Pinehurst.
Okay, let's talk about Pinehurst.
Pinehurst.
Okay, for a few years I had the little room that just had the one bed.
Yes,
Okay.
in the front.
Okay,
At
but
the front.
all right. Then the other bedroom had 2 single beds,
Mm-hmm.
and then the third bedroom had a larger twin bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this sleeping situation was mostly Cookie, when she got old enough, got the single room by herself.
Okay.
A little room.
Okay, my father and I got the room with the twin beds, and she slept with Guy in the larger bed
Oh, well.
for 8 years or more, maybe more.
Don't listen to him.
Now
So
don't listen to
you
me.
either had your own room at the front,
I had my own room for about 3-4 years.
and then you shared with Grandpa.
Then I shared with Grandpa the rest of the time.
Well, you shared with Grandpa, like, where were your clothes and stuff? Still in the little room?
Yes, still in the little room.
Okay.
Some, yeah, some.
Everywhere.
I had a few. I used to keep a few, and there was a closet in there. I got a few hangers.
Isn't it strange that you and Guy were brothers? You never shared a room? What
I
happened?
was too old for him. They had not.
She slept with Guy. He only slept
Oh.
with her.
He's.
Be like
You
me and you
understand?
sharing a room.
Okay, that's they.
No,
see,
but they're the
she,
same sex. If I were a
True.
boy, it wouldn't have been as strange.
But you're still the oldest. You would have got your
Still.
own room.
that's the sleeping situation. No matter what she tells you.
This went on just for a couple of years. That's
Yeah,
all.
in a couple of years.
Who was the
And
wildest
then-
child in the family?
I was easily.
You got in the most trouble?
At Celeste, when I was a teenager, when I used to come home, I had a duck. Okay? When I came through the door, I had a duck. Okay? There was things being thrown at me. Sometimes I wasn't even sure why. Okay? Even if I came home on time, I had to duck.
All right, who was the most generous? You, Cookie, or Guy?
Me.
Even sharing game, you wouldn't even play with them.
Oh, please. I was way over them. There was no reason for them to play with me.
Well, that's
What
true.
did you guys? Did you ever play with your brother or sister?
Oh, sure they did.
Yeah.
Board games?
Try, yeah. Candyland.
Outside? Could you and Guy throw the
Oh,
ball,
yeah.
basketball? Too much age?
No, there was too much age difference.
Release, like in the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids?
He had his friends.
Bikes? No.
I mean, I was 12 years older than Guy. Think about it.
Card games? Did you and Guy
When he was 5, I was gone.
do cards?
Later, yes. I played cards with Guy. Later, when he got older.
Got it.
Okay? Cookie would nag and do everything she could to get my attention. And when I would sit down and play with her, she'd play 5 minutes, and then she'd start losing, and she'd throw everything up in the air and leave. Okay? And then she wondered why I didn't want to play with her. All right?
Yeah.
That's my recollection.
Let's see.
Well, childhood, I never.
All right, we'll just do a couple more and we're done. Who was your best friend?
Mostly Pascal.
Even when you were real young,
Well, I don't know, 5th grade?
5th grade. You can. Okay.
Did he live close by so you guys could hang all the time? Or
Yeah,
did
I
you
wasn't that far.
No one had to drive one to the other.
No, you could walk. Pinehurst to Texas was easy for young kids.
What'd you guys do together?
They went to work together too.
I mean, like these guys played Magic, and was there anything? Comic books?
Well,
movies?
yeah, we belonged to the same little league. You know, we played baseball. We went to the dances all the time together. There was a lot of dances in
Dances
those.
back
We used to go to dances 3-4 times a week, all the time. We chased girls together. Once we got old enough to do that. We used to go bowling. We did, what is it, CYO for a couple of years.
Did he work with you at that restaurant?
Yes, he worked for me. Yeah. When I got in, and then I got him in.
What restaurant?
Locanti's
West Liberty Avenue.
on West Liberty, yeah, exactly. And then when I went up to the Lamont, Pascal came too.
So he didn't go to Pitt though?
No.
He wasn't in your frat. But you introduced them to some of those guys? I thought Pascal was like
Well,
friends
over the
with-
years, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, Pascal was here until he was, 30?
Yeah, I know. I just thought they were all one group. I never realized that Pascal
No,
was separate from
Pascal was separate
Hoover.
from childhood. Hoover and those guys, the fraternity brothers, are from college.
But did you? And-
Yeah, so when Pascal used to come in town,
He
of
used to
course
come
I'd
to your
tell him, come
frats
over to the
and-
fraternity house,
Okay.
or come over to my apartment when we had the apartments. Of course, yeah. Hmm.
Do you still talk to Hoover? Is Hoover?
I haven't seen Hoover in a while. Probably since Trudy died. I talked to Hilks a couple times on the phone. But Hoover, Hoover's, from what Hilks told me, he has 2 teenagers. Well, they got to be a little older than that now,
Yeah.
but they're close. They're still not. He was on a second marriage. Geez, you kids were. I was living on Tennessee when his kids were born.
Oh yeah, I used to babysit Hilk's kids. So
Yeah,
that's definitely
Hoover's
an
kids
age
were
gap.
much younger, and he had twins, a boy and a girl.
I don't remember much about Hoover. I remember
And
the
he
name. He had like a deep
he-
voice.
He moved out there to North Hills, and I went out there many times to see him. But once the kids came, things,
Time.
we used to go over his house to play cards. And the kids were just infants, we had to keep quiet, couldn't scream and yell,
They used to come over our house and put our cats in a blanket.
Oh my God.
Throw the cats
Oh
up
my
in the air.
God.
Like, you never saw that?
I wasn't
So that-
there. I would have stopped that.
I don't know if that was just Hilco, but it was definitely, I think it was both of them. Hilco and Hoover.
I don't
They used to
remember
put the-
Hoover's kids.
They would throw the toss the cats up in the air.
I don't either. I remember them
Yeah.
as infants.
And the only reason I remember Hilco's is because I babysat them.
Well, his kid, his oldest,
He is a girl and a couple boys.
yes, Emily is as old, I think, as Tony. They didn't have children right away.
That sounds about
He
right.
was married before me, though.
All right, good job, Dad.